inside Roger Federer's $300 million investment. A year ago, no one had heard of On or had any idea what they made or what they did. They have, however, earned a reputation as high-quality and uniquely styled running sneakers, and the presence of Swiss superstar Roger Federer has certainly been a massive helping hand. The former world number one became part owner of the brand in 2019, when he reportedly invested $54 million into the company, and even released a shoe named after him, the Roger, which would set you back nothing less than $200 a pair. Today, we'll be talking about $300 million investment by Roger Federer. About On. When Roger Federer and Swiss running brand On officially announced their partnership earlier this year, it made waves in the performance footwear world. Federer's departure from longtime partner Nike was a big deal at the time, and On was relatively unknown. In the following months, On has orchestrated a successful move into athleisure segments with the launch of its first lifestyle-dedicated model, CloudNova. Federer has largely worked behind the scenes since the announcement. Since swapping Nike for Uniqlo as his on-court outfitter in 2018, the 20-time Grand Slam winner has been without a shoe deal. Almost unfathomable for an elite athlete who is also known to be a sneakerhead. When the change came, I said I would like to meet the people and brains behind the company that, as a Swiss person, you just know about, Federer said, explaining what drew him to On. I just want to be a part of that incredible story because it had a very interesting last 10 years, and we hope we can make the next 10 years as exciting. Currently, On is establishing itself as a credible player in the lifestyle market, while still delivering its patented high-performance running shoes. That multi-pronged approach extends to the brand's work with Federer. We realized our connection with Roger is not just performance sports, but also a very deep interest in design and fashion. And then it's also a shared entrepreneurial spirit, says On CEO David Allman. Roger is somebody who has in-depth technical footwear knowledge, and I think Roger also brings a very multi-dimensional view to the table. That proverbial seat at the table, Federer is financially invested in On, is the main difference to his time with Nike. I feel like I can give input on any of the lines, the shoes, anything moving forward. I can give my opinion on anything, and On can either take it or leave it. I feel like with a major brand like Nike, that's literally impossible. It just wouldn't work, Federer says. Swiss newspaper Handelszeitung said in February the investment was worth some 50 million Swiss francs, approximately $54 million. 5 founders of On will hold super voting shares, which together represent 59.4% of the total voting power. On's push into lifestyle began in October of 2019 when it dropped its first lifestyle sneaker at Tokyo's AtmosCon. Just over 6 months later, and the On CloudNova has been very well received by the industry. Federer and Allman believe that there is much more to come in that respect. Sport is not confined just to the weekends anymore. It's just kind of the DNA that runs through our whole life, says Allman. I think Roger stands for that. On stands for that. I think as a Swiss company, it runs in our DNA. That if we do something, we do it right, adds Federer. My dream is of course that On expands the collections, but at the same time, we'll stay very focused and do things right. Shares in the Roger Federer-backed running shoe company On Holding jumped by almost 46% in their debut in New York. It left the Swiss firm valued at around $11 billion by the end of the day. The listing comes at a time when running shoes have been selling well as people seek to do more exercise outdoors in the pandemic. The shoemaker sold 31.1 million shares in its initial public offering, raising $746.4 million. The company's listing comes amid growing global demand and investor appetite for sustainable products. Other sustainable-focused companies that recently listed their shares are baby goods retailer Honest Co., run by Hollywood star Jessica Alba, and oat milk firm Oatly, which is backed by Oprah Winfrey. On Holding is not the only Swiss company to experience its stock exchange premiere in the USA this month. Shares of Sports Radar, a sports data collection and analysis company, began trading on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. It then sells to bookmakers, sports leagues, and television stations that broadcast sports. So this brings us to the conclusion of today's video. Let us know how you like the video on the investment of Federer in the comment section below. Till then, hope to see you in another video.